I think it's a demonic agenda that's being pushed in the kingdom of God, where people are becoming individualistic and saying, I don't need church, I don't need community, I don't know where that is coming from. I feel like I said, it's a demonic agenda because
we could debate about it one day, about the fact that I want to believe that community is as important or even more important than encounters.
Trust in your plans, trust in your process, trust in your plans.
Welcome to that podcast on Third Base Online with your favorite host, Jeremy Kid, Dream Kid.
Pastor Wandile over here.
All right, so, we're back again. And, God has been good. A lot has been happening.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody that's doing the good stuff.
Appreciate you.
And as we showed you in one of, we had a special announcement. We told you that we're always going to pick a winner. So if you're doing the good stuff, if you're sharing, if you're commenting, if you're liking,
we'll do our part as well.
We'll do our part. And I'm sure you've seen all over, we've been posting all over the social media platforms that we have something that we are planning on the 5th of April. That's happening right here. The
Bet by the Harbour. Our recording place.
Yeah,
it's very beautiful, and you'll see it once you're here. You won't want to leave.
You will see for yourself when you pull up to the bet. That's where we're gonna have the Third Base on Live experience. It's gonna be happening right here.
Live experience.
We're gonna have two special guests. That will be sharing our platform here. Well-versed people that we trust in their knowledge and their experience and their maturity.
Maturity, that's what I wanted to say.
They're well-seasoned people. I think they are a good voice to the audience that we usually speak to.
Especially when it comes to the regards of giving us solid and good advice. So when it comes to solid and good advice, they're the go-to guys.
They're the go-to guys, I think in cross-pathing with them through our lives and weaving through our lives, through our growth, they've been part. So we know who we are bringing to.
I know, but don't worry about it. You guys will be wowed. You'll be wowed. It's gonna be an amazing day, events. And we're trying to we still on the note of building a solid community. We're building a solid community of believers, and even peradventure you're not a believer, but you need good advice,
just a good community just to help you navigate life in general.
Let's unite and all be together.
Let's all come. If you're in Durban on that day, or make a day, or since that's why we're even announcing it earlier now, so that you can, if you're traveling from far, you'll be like, oh snap, I gotta go to this place. Because it's not only podcast also, but it's also gonna be a music concert in the mix. The core dropping something on that day. Other artists under the Living Water collectors that will be showcasing their music. So, and there'll be food here. They'll be selling a good menu.
So they're gonna make a good deal with us for the menu. So the prices won't be out of the roof or out of the charts. It's gonna be affordable.
Even the ticket itself, $20. We're supposed to charge more, actually.
20 rand for the ticket, please. Come on. We love you guys so much.
So if you have any information you want to ask, just we'll drop it obviously in the description, or if you've seen the poster, DM us and we'll talk. And we're actually looking for local sponsors here in Durban, or even out of Durban, that might want to partner with us.
Your business, maybe you want to showcase it to some people, feel free. We're here.
Let's contact. Let's see what we can do.
Or communicate about it.
And obviously get the match if you need the match.
Don't forget that. The air. You see us wearing our
today
own.
We are
and on the day, we're going to have some special editions that will be different makes. Very customized.
We're going to try to look.
We're working on that. We're working on that, on customized preferences and whatever.
So it's going to be an amazing day. So don't forget, Saturday, the 5th of April. What is community?
It's A group of people.
All right.
A group of people. And then obviously, depending on the group, what they share, values,
Yes,
morals, that's
missions, whatever.
emotions. Yeah, depending on the group.
Yes.
That is community for me. So I think community is big on helping us become. It's big on helping us become, because it shapes
who
we are now, and it shapes who you are going to be. You get? So yeah, building community is group of people and coming together, sharing common values. So.
Yeah, very much true. Community is just a group of people, like what you're saying, coming together with a common cause.
Common
interest. It might be music community, it might be church community, it might be just your community, your society, or your street where you live in.
It's a community.
It's a community, it's a society, it's a community. So one thing that I have, understood as I have grown up, growing up, there was this saying that at a village.
I was raised by a community,
Yeah, by a whole village. In general, just a child is raised by a whole community or by a whole village, even though you're given birth by two. Because in that environment, you would grow up in your environment, you would see the neighbor say, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm going to tell your mother."
Even now, sometimes it doesn't even get out, tell your mother. You just get it from there.
From there, it's own.
And you won't even go home to say that I got it, because now you know
what you've done already. So it was that, because it's never like, okay, if you see a child, I don't know these days what's happening with 2K, some of them would disrespect an elder actually giving. You don't do that. You actually But growing up, it was that community of people say, hey, stop doing what you're doing, even if it was not your biological
parents or biological family.
But them giving you advice or warning you or giving you a beating was discipline for you to become a better person in the community. So which is to say that everyone needs a certain type of community around them to be nurtured, to become the best version of yourself.
Definitely. Everyone needs community. The best of us.
Yes.
The best of us. Even people that you see that they got it all under control.
All get together.
They still need community at the end of the day.
Yes.
I think I know our last pod where we were driving in the car, I quoted this. Steve Jobs said, even if you like got great ideas and you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, you still need people to help you run your business. Yeah. And that running of the business is the community that will run the business to success. Because if you get the wrong crowd around to the ground.
Even with that Steve Jobs, I think there's two people involved. There's Steve Jobs and there's Steve Wozniak. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it.
Yeah.
I don't know, you tech buffs, forgive me. So Steve Wozniak was the person, I think they said he was the one who designed everything. Apparently Steve Jobs was just the brain behind the brain behind the vision, but Steve Wozniak was the brain behind the design and everything. And then there was all other people around him. Even though the face was Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs needed a community of designers, technicians, coders, this to bring it to pass,
to bring it to life,
to bring the apple
idea he had in mind.
So just to tell you that no matter how big your vision, no matter how big your idea, of course, whether good or bad, you still need people and community around you to bring it alive.
You need to be surrounded.
You need to be surrounded. So which tells you a lot about community in general. And it's now, I think it's a demonic agenda that's being pushed in the kingdom of God, where people are becoming individualistic and saying, I don't need church, I don't need community, I don't need I don't know where that is coming from. I feel like I said, it's a demonic agenda because how can you do whatever you want to do without God uses people anyways. Our Father is always teaching us that, when God is blessing you, He's gonna use people.
Even when He wanted to deliver the children of Israel, He had to bring Moses to them.
He had to bring a person.
He uses people to perform His desires and His will. So I also want to believe it is like a demonic agenda that is being,
pushed into
the kingdom of God and into the believers' minds and hearts.
Even in general, in community,
everyone should isolate himself. I remember one time there was like a robbery going on in our community, you know, and everybody came out and rushed to that place, you know. And in my mind, I was like, this is interesting, because now they're not thinking, what if the guy that we're chasing has a gun?
Has a gun or some
or
weapon
has
or something.
some freaky weapon that can kill anyone, you get. And it's just like, and as a corporate, they were able to save a home. They were able to save people from being, you know,
from being robbed of
or robbed
of their
or
property,
hurt, or even worse, you get
killed or something.
That's why community is important, sir. That's why not only just for the sake of not being robbed, you get, but like it helps you to become mentally. They shape you. They shape the way you think,
The way you think,
the way you believe. You know, even when you see how values are now, how people treat themselves, the way they live, the things they do, you get. That's why all these other, I won't mention LG, what, you know, life is good.
like LG, life is good. That was a good one.
So all of them now are coming out because, you know, there's no morals in the community anymore. There's no one standing for the values of the community. And so it's a matter of you do what is good, feels good for you.
I'm sorry to cut you, but you know that it actually edifies to what we're trying to say, that the L what if you realize there is always the L what community.
Okay. Yeah.
To see that their agenda, as much as it's against,
they understand how to
work together.
Yeah, to grow and become,
together.
And also spread their thing.
Their agenda.
Can't be one man.
Can't be one man.
Yeah.
They have to be a community.
There has to be a corporate.
I don't know if they understand that. Why is it the other side, we don't understand, we have to be unified in order to go against the grain? We are out here saying, nah, some of them, especially in this matter, for example, some of them are like, nah, it's cool. Some of them are saying, nah, it's not cool. We're divided. But them, they know what they do.
They know what they do.
They're unified and they're pushing their agenda.
They focused on the agenda. That whatever they are doing, they know exactly what
they want to do.
Yeah.
But over here, we are divided and saying, with the communities, some of them, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be right here alone. But how is that going to work?
Everybody's looking out for themselves, you know. And you know, there was an interesting point at one time saying that if they gave you 1 million to not care about the next person, or would you choose the next person succeeding at the expense of you not getting the 1 million?
That's a question though.
So you get the mentality there. It's like everybody would be like, give me the bag, bro. Doesn't matter what you do to them, I'll just turn my eye. And that's what's happening now. Everybody's turning their eyes, turning their heads away, looking away at something that should be corrected or helped, or you know, hands should be stretched forth. But it's all demonic agenda, sir. They know exactly that divide and conquer, and then we unite and we do our thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because they understand the power of the community.
Power of community, yes.
Shout out to Lewis Hamilton, probably one of my favorite F1 drivers. I was watching his documentary towards the end of last year, and he was like, before you, I think when the beginning of his career, he was really not performing as dope as he would wanted to at one point. Because when I don't know if he was still at McLaren before he went to Mercedes. I don't know which team he was driving for that time, but he was not winning races as the Lewis Hamilton we know. And the reason being, he said, I was moving as an individualistic. It was about me.
Oh, okay.
But he had to realize that F1, as much as you are the one man driving the whole car, you need because you have the communicators are with you, the people that are the pit crew, the engineers that design the car.
It's a whole team.
It's a whole freaking big team. And you need to work with them as much as you are the guy who's going to be driving the car.
Yeah.
If you integrate yourself with your team, the moment he clicked that and he understood that, that's when his whole career changed. That's when we started to see the Lewis Hamilton we saw, who won 8 championships later on. Yeah. And he says, like, if you want to go far, go with the team. If you want to go, fast, but I watched that together. I'm actually butchering the quote.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people.
So he was going fast, but he was not achieving anything. Yeah. But until he started going with the team, he started to go far now. Winning championships, breaking records.
Yeah.
So he understood that you know what, this thing needs the whole community to come together. So I don't know what agenda you have that you think you want to push. Obviously, we believe it's a good idea that you want to push.
Yeah, we're talking to the good ideas.
Yeah.
Not going to N2 and holding a heist. Not talking to those ideas. No, not those ideas. Yeah. We talk to good ideas, like good starting ideas. A business, starting a podcast, you know, opening something,
organizations, movements, like that. You're gonna have to gravitate yourself with the team. That's why Church Boy Business went beyond, because it was a group of people that came together with different skills. RT was like the master of rhythm. I had my own skills. Josh had his own skills. And we combined it together and we became an dominable force. Yeah. You know, so it's all about, at the heart of community is unity. Yes. We understood it in the scripture. Yeah. That's how we began. Well, we ended up having so many languages because God saw that, well, this is about to become something. Like, okay, let me do something about it. There's something about unity in community that you can't destroy. If they want to do something, they will do it. Yeah. And that's what we're failing to understand. Now, everybody with, like what you're saying, is looking out for themselves. They want to be the star. They want to, I don't know what's
great alone.
And how do you achieve that?
Your brothers or your friends or those surrounding you. Yeah. You know, which for me is, sometimes I look at that, I'm like, it's not worth it. Yeah. You get, shining alone is not worth it, sir. Shining alone is not worth it. Because at the end of the day, that's where now you get celebrities that are lonely. Yeah, celebrities that feel like
very wealthy but very lonely
and all that, because now they don't have anyone in their circle to help them, you know, maintain it.
Yeah, because come on, man, let's be honest. Even if you had $1 million, right, alone, I mean, like, you know the truth that you need people to actually enjoy that money.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So I don't understand if you're saying, oh, are you gonna stamp on people? Do all these wicked things only to get that money at the end, only to be alone at the very end, which is very sad. That's why you see all these people, they will do whatever they gotta do to get the bag, only to get there and you realize it's not even worth it. You need family, you need friends to enjoy it. So how are you gonna heist whatever you're gonna heist only alone?
Yeah. Don't neglect your family. Don't neglect people around you. You know, put in the effort, work hard, do whatever you have to do and get your things going. But always remember that you're not working for just yourself. You know, you're creating a generational wealth here. You're creating a legacy for your family.
Facts.
And, you know, and fight for them as well. Fight for them. Defend those that are around you, surrounding you, you know. Even when they're wrong, that's where community comes in, because it helps us to correct ourselves, align ourselves to the right path. Yes. You know, we're not perfect. No one is perfect. No one has got it all under control. Yeah. But when community is involved, then that's when now we open up the door for correction, for comfort, you know. And that's why even in church, you know, there's this thing before people used to do, that they go to church so that they are people to bury their loved ones. Church is not just, that's not the benefit of church only, sir. Yeah. There's more to church. It's a community.
I think Governor B said that everybody doesn't care about church until you want to do a wedding or you have a
funeral. You know, that there's more to church. It's an entire community. You get. And I know with all the divisions of the churches and different denominations, but at the end of the day, we still need to be a solid community. Yeah. And that's why the devil is able to defeat believers now and able to take over their lives and make them do things that they don't want to do, because the community is not solid enough. So.
He doesn't even have to do much. All this, so much high demonic powers, people that we know there's demonic action working, but the most demonic action working is the disunity,
to create that division among
he himself. He knows,
and you know what, that's a very powerful thing you just said there, because you read it in Proverbs where God says there are 6 things that I hate, 7 an abomination, and one of them is discord amongst brethren. You know, he hates division. He hates division. How pleasant it is when brethren dwell together in unity.
Do not forsake the gathering of the saints. Community.
It's building that community, being solid together, growing together. You get, and we're not saying when you're in the community now, point at each other and compete and let's fight and for the best. It's all not the wicked of the wicked. In a community, it's not about the positions. It's about just being there.
It's all
and
about
playing a role.
us.
Yeah, it's about us. And there's something. I think was it Apostle. Forgot his name, but when he came to teach us about the leadership seminar in church, and he said something about that a believer or a Christian should be a utility player. You know what's a utility player? Somebody that plays any position that is needed. So if they need you peradventure at the door, you're at the door.
You are there.
If they need you in front, you are there. Wherever there is a lack of a personality, you are there. You get, you're there for your brothers to comfort them when they're weak. You're there for them to strengthen them when they, whatever. You're there to celebrate with them.
Yeah, you're there to mourn with them. You're there to cry with them.
Through seasons and
it's
all
things. It's a community because we need each other at the end of the day. No one can ever run the race of life alone. No. It's impossible.
No.
How do you do that? I don't know. That's why this, like we're saying, the devil hasn't that to do much right now. All he has to do is just divide us. He himself.
Or bring gossip or something that can create tensions.
And
everybody's
people
just want to split.
I don't like you. I think there was a time when we were coming up in the youth, and there was a season where everybody else even click.
Yeah.
And that was actually the work of the devil, just to divide. Because he knew that, okay, we unified together, we would do anything that would be amazing. So he's like, snap. Let me divide. And you started to see clicks. That was just the work of the devil. And people just don't know. It's just because we don't vibe, we don't like each other. I mean, like, you grow. That's another way that you're actually maturing, when you start to understand the need for community, because the need for community actually makes you more tolerant to people. Regardless of the fact that, okay, I might not like this person, but in the long run, you start to appreciate. You have like the God eye. I think the God eye is like you see the best in people.
You see the best.
Even though you know that sometimes this person is like this, but but you choose to see the best
in them, and
allow to gravitate to that side more than say that guy. It actually makes you more, to gel together. Like, even in the long run, there's certain people that I was like, I'm the type of guy that takes time to just gel with you, but I'm in the long run, it's actually a good fella.
You get so I'm different. I trust you from get-go. I give you it all. You lose it yourself.
For me, everybody's always saying that, hey, Jerome is the hardest person.
It's true.
But once we again, I'll be like, actually, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you're actually a good fella.
No, it's true. With me, I'm totally different in that case. I just trust. And sometimes you get hurt, but I feel like it's better getting hurt having given you trust than me not giving it a chance at all.
Yeah, for me, I'm just working you out. But at the end of the day, I think I'm an extreme meat. Once I love you. Like I genuinely
give it all.
I'm not like I love you. And even though we're going back to the thing that there are also seasons where you're not able, like I said in my song Predestined, I think I even posted yesterday, that I was going through seasons of my own depression. I realized, how did I come out of this? And I think God revealed to me that there were certain people that I revealed to, that were praying. And you don't know, I don't even know them, but I know it's my close circle and other people. And I have certain moments where God will reveal something to me about someone. And then I had to intercede for them. And they don't even know that I interceded for them. But because they are in my community, God showed me. And I was like, oh, snap, we need to. Or I see something that's happening. I don't have much that I can help. But my intercession, I know will do something about it.
Something or bring someone that
can actually make it work. And that's the power of community. There will be seasons where, bro, you can't pray.
It happens.
There will be seasons where even
where your prayer life is down.
Maybe it might be an evil day. Our dog says, like, our father says that you have an evil day.
And
what you have done before obviously will speak for you, but the community also will strengthen
Community
you.
will strengthen you.
Maybe it's a, God forbid, it's a super accident and you can't even feed yourself and everything.
No, even Daddy had an accident one
he
time.
himself.
Yeah. And during that time, you know, there was Pastor Dan, I think. Pastor Dan was the one taking care of him. And, you know, then at that moment, he could have been alone with his wife in that, you know, in that
season.
bed. Yeah, in that season. But community, and, you know, they're taking care of him. And then obviously his faith and God's connection and encounters helped him also, you know. And I think I was talking to one.
You know, guys, we'll be hosting a dope event that we've called the Third Base on Live Experience. Yeah. Happening on the 5th of April. It's a Saturday.
Saturday.
What time, sir?
Saturday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes, right here
at Bed by the Harbour.
Bed by the Harbour. And we're inviting you all. It's $20 at the door.
20 Rand, yeah.
So what are we doing that day? We're doing a live podcast.
We're going to be doing live podcast recording. There's going to be music,
concert, amazing artists.
The core will be also releasing their first EP ever. So you're part of history right now. We're making history.
And we're making sure that we bring 2 special guests to join us as we do the live recording.
And they're going to be the guests and it's and you know what, we're gonna bring out the best of the best,
definitely. And the place is gonna be you know, full of you guys. Come through. They're also gonna be selling dope, amazing food.
They're gonna create a special menu for us so that we can afford the prices for the menu. And if peradventure you wanna spend 1,000 Rand, that's okay.
That's what
yeah, but like they're gonna create a menu for us, and they're gonna tell us all about it, and I'm hoping we'll get the chance to put it on description one day.
So that's how what's gonna be happening, fam. So 5th of April, it's a Saturday, 1 to 4, right here. $20 at the door.
One of the guys in church, and I was saying to them, I don't know, maybe we could debate about it one day, about the fact that I want to believe that community is as important or even more important than encounters.
It's very debatable in many ways. But I stand strong to also. I think I will lean more on the side of community, because sometimes you might not even have an encounter, but community
brings the best out of you.
Will bring the best out of you, that God will just put up people around you that will make you
become
the best version of you.
You know, even sir, like for example, this thing you're saying now about I didn't get a prophecy saying you'll be a man of God one day in your life, and when I did go to our father for prophetic advice, he said to me, okay, you know what you'll do first? Go serve God. Go be part of the community.
And what you're serving.
And only then did he mention that, okay, you actually are called into ministry, you know? You get? Others got their encounters, but they still couldn't be able to stand. Because they didn't tune into the community.
Because you know what? I think what happens now when we talk about versus community versus encounter, because I think when someone has the encounter, they bank so much on the fact that I had an encounter
more than the
strength of this, okay, this thing is going to take me to build or nurture this thing. You know, the same way where I think we spoke about it. I don't know if we spoke about it on a pod or our own conversations, that there are those that you have like couples that they have been told that you're the will of God.
This is the will of God.
You are made in heaven.
This is from destiny.
You are made to. And they will become lazy and complacent in building the relationship, because they say we were meant to be together,
and it still becomes a struggle.
And the struggle comes, and even actually end up in a divorce, and be like, and they'll be like, I thought, but God said you guys were meant to be together. And there are those that were like, it could work, and they work together to make it work.
They just know how to, you know, like,
put the work in.
It's all about that, and that's what community is for.
That's how community does.
You know, it's even still on that topic of marriage and people being the will of God and finding destiny. You know, even then, I think community plays such an important role, because if you don't have a community and you've never seen people doing marriage in a successful way or communicating properly. You fail to communicate. That's where now you get children that were raised by single parents. Not all children. I was raised, but yeah, you get.
You always there's like a disadvantage to somehow.
It is, because now there's that part of you that doesn't know how
it looks like.
To be with a father, or how it feels to be with a mother, or how to treat women, or how to treat men. That's where now you get all these strange behaviors from people. Because they didn't get to experience the community or experience that love or that nature or that behavior. And community plays that role. Community plays that role. And even, you see, I want to be a pastor for a second and say that even if you find yourself in a disadvantage like that, where you maybe don't have a father, don't have a mother, or even both parents, for example, there's a setup God has given us and a system God has placed in order so that everyone can still get that nurturing and that fulfillment of the mind and the heart by being part of a community. Churches, that's where church comes in. They don't look at where you come from or who you are. That's why even there's this new grace period we are in, where even criminals can come to church. So even the worst of the worst can come to church and be accepted. And when you come as you are, but
don't stay.
Don't stay as you are. Come and change. Come and get help. That's what it's all about. Come and get help. And I know sometimes we get judged for we're too judgmental. We hate what gays. We hate this. We hate sangomas. We hate that. And at the end of the day, we're trying to build a community that doesn't have gaps and errors and problems. We're trying to build a community that everybody can be fit in and be happy and find God and find peace.
Because at the end of the day, in the kingdom of God is basically a father and his children.
Yes.
And it's a community. So even when we trickle down, when we talk about marriage, where does community start? Community starts at home.
At home.
As a family.
At home. Family first.
If you find yourself it might be a single parent household or in both parents. But now this is where we need to challenge ourselves that as we grow up now, is that we need to knowing what's now the importance of a family. That is the nucleus point, small point of where community is, that we need to fight for our families, that I need to fight for my marriage to protect my children.
I like that point.
Because that's where community will start. This is where we will have amazing children coming out because they were raised by, people that have fought for their marriage because they see the idea that if our home is a home, then our church can be a better church. Then our society can be a better society. Then our country can be a better country. Because at the heart of that, in the home, the community was started. The charity begins at home.
Yes.
So how we treat each other in the house, in the home, creating that environment, that culture. But the community will start. That's how it will trickle down to church. Because you can see that, even in church, people behave differently because from their house.
Background, because of their background.
Because of their background. Yeah. So even when they come to church, we still have to we get shaped into better people. This is what is making us better versions of us, because that's what community is all about, making the best version of you.
Bringing the best out of you. Making you better than you can even imagine.
Yeah.
Because these are people that see you and believe in you. So I think the highlights of community is people that believe in you, people that see the best of you, because there are times you even doubt yourself. Am I even called?
That's the benefit.
Do I even have purpose in life? Am I even worth anything? But when you see them believing in you and pushing you and telling you're capable, then you drive yourself that direction. You get it's not everybody that's great. So that was like just woke up and said, okay, I'm great.
I'm gonna do
you get others had to work it out. They went through the phases of doubts. They weathered the storm of life, and community helped them through it.
Yeah, because you will probably have a brother or a sister community be like, yeah, man, let's just do this thing.
Yeah.
Or nah, you got this. You can, bro.
I see it in you.
Keep on doing
For example, like now, I didn't believe I could do podcasts. So I don't want to lie. I thought I was like a typical preacher where I stand on a pulpit with a mic, everybody listening to me, and I'm just going at it, turn me into fire or what. You get? And I didn't know that you could actually have a conversation with somebody, and and help somebody, teach somebody else through conversation, and not just preaching only Bible. Let's open the Bible, Psalms chapter 1 and verse 18, and then we're going at it. So, but because you saw, let's try this, and then I was like, let's go ahead, let's do it. You get, and then look at what's happening now. True, God is helping us, growing our part. Now we're gonna do a live event very soon, and the crowd will be there, people will be there, and I'm like, I'm sucking my thumb. Like, wow, it's gonna happen. I can't wait.
But it was all in the birth of community.
Yeah. Just being brothers.
Great things come out of community.
And even I think we said this in the first podcast, how we actually started podcasting was because we used to sit and talk and just have general conversations about life or whatever we would talk about. And then we're like, I think we should actually talk about these things.
And those conversations were us talking about life, shaping each other. Like, bro, I think... What do you think about this? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're showing each other corners of life you wouldn't see with your other eye because you see it from a different. But that's interesting. It's shaping you. How you're thinking. Because when you're alone, you only have one perspective.
One perspective.
But when you have other people showing you, like,
it opens you up.
Oh, I didn't know you could actually do it like this.
Yeah. You
like
learn
this,
more.
You learn more. Community, because it's building, it's shaping each other, and even like what it's if in the best and even in the worst, because sometimes you need people that will be like, yo, bro, okay, I got you, let's keep praying.
Or
what you got, you got this. There's so many times we'll be like, hey, Pastor, I'm out.
I'm out. No, let's do it. Let's
take
go.
this one. Do what you need to do. Cover me when cover me when you're good. You need that. It's not every time, because if you don't, that means you're gonna be going to the shark loans every time.
Hey, bro, they'll be bad. That's where they go to shark loans.
Because you don't have community.
Solid community.
Because sometimes you need someone to be like, oh yeah, bro, I'm out.
Hold this one.
I got you.
Hold this one. Yeah.
When you're ready, just pay me
hold
back.
This. I don't need it right now.
I don't need it now.
I will need it maybe like in 3 months or 2 months.
It might not even be money. It might be other stuff that you clothes or an item or this. And like, yo, I need your this. Like, well, I take it, use it when you're ready. You bring it back, and then you get to the next level.
I remember even in high school, where there was a time where we used to share a calculator with my friends because we had one calculator. Yeah. So the person would be writing a different subject. When they done, they give it to you
because you were in different classes.
Yeah, we were in different classes at that time, and that's where community is. So imagine if there was no like friends or community, then that means you'd be stuck.
You'd be stuck in life.
That means you'd fail the test because now you'd have to. Hey, maths.
Imagine. But because of community, you could actually...
You're able to just pull up.
Because that's what community is all about.
I'm writing in 2 hours. Okay, be like, okay, I'll be done by then. Yeah, you just take it, you do it thing.
Yeah. It's God's idea. Because one of the things what community does actually, it cuts out selfishness.
Yeah.
Because you're not only thinking greed.
Yeah.
You're not only thinking about yourself. You're thinking about all of us.
Others.
Oh, how can we do about this? Like our father used to say, I didn't understand when you were teaching us that sometimes they'll be like, but it's when you used to say, how can you enter a taxi and you see
your brother is sitting there.
When you think about it, you're like, but he came in the taxi, he's going on.
He's going his own way.
He was going on. But what he was trying to teach us is that community. No, it's community. When you see your brother, my brother,
even if you don't have like the full bus fare, but offer something.
Offer something.
I've got 5 rand, just add, let me pay for you.
Yeah. Or when you are, because that's why you used to like when we are hungry or something. Yes, okay, we buy something, we share.
Yeah. You won't buy. What do you want? What do you want? You go buy for everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah. Or at that time when we used to live together in Overport, you would be like, okay, how many of you guys would say maybe 10 of us or 9 of us, and you'd be like, okay, and give it to one person and say, okay, you guys go do what you
go
need
figure
to do.
It out.
You get, and you wouldn't just be like, okay, you take 100, you take 100, you take 100, you take. He would still give everyone 100, but give it through one person and be like, 900 rand, yeah.
Go do what you guys
do. What you have to do. You get, and it's a constant teaching. Community is important. Community is important. There's unity in community.
Because I would just use an example that maybe prevention that day, that brother in that case, that day, he has bus fare, but he doesn't have bus fare tomorrow. And he's praying in his heart, God help me.
Yeah.
And then you pull up and then you give him, that means he has an extra day to go. He's saved. You have actually answered your prayer.
And even yourself, because you're never always going to be 100%.
Yeah, you're not always going to be 100%.
One day you'll see him just walking and you trekking to town. And you'll be like, no, stop. This is my brother. Come in. Where are you going? Let's go.
But I don't have, I'll pay for you.
If you can. And it's not that now you take your last money and then you pray about it. No, if you can, there are times where you have more than enough.
Yes.
Think about others as well. Look at those that you're with in your circle and be like, hey, you good? Is there anything you need? Can I get you anything to eat?
What you need.
And that's what's killing believers, most of believers now, sir, because they will sacrifice their lives to try and build and do what. But at the end of the day, nobody's actually pulling through for them. The whole point of Christianity is to pull through for each other. Think for one another. That's what we see in the book of Acts.
Even the whole Christianity at the core, he gave his life for us. Not for himself. For us. He sacrificed everything for us. So we are called to live because we are Christ-like Christians. So we are called to that same character that we're supposed to bear another one's burden. So, you need help. Can I pray
your brother's
for you?
keeper.
What can I do this? And that's why the first church in Acts was the richest church. Because everybody was like, yo, I got 2 houses. You don't have a house, take one.
Take one. Oh.
You don't have bread, I got 2 loaves.
Come
take
on,
one.
if you have 2 houses, remember me, please.
If you have 2 Porsche Cayenne.
Just give me one. Come on now. Let's do community. So please, let's support one another, sponsor one another. Like now this podcast, we sharing it, and it's not even for us. We just trying to reach as many as we can to believe in
build that community,
in the idea of community and love and oneness. There's this thing you're doing now with the guys that you're helping them write songs and you're not even making them pay. I was like, 300 rand for each song, sir. That thing for free. 300
and everything that we get, we share.
Yeah, and then before you know it, now they've got they're going to release their EP on the 5th of April. Yeah. They've written Foot on the Neck. They got to listen to that Foot on the Neck and keep on stomping. So you get, and this is all found in community. Even you listen to your songs as well, sir. You keep saying this. You keep talking about it. That you thank this one for helping me discover my talent. You thank this one for believing in me. I thank this one for investing in me. And I thank this one for helping me. And my name is there somehow in the celebration. I'm gonna celebrate. Tell Pastor Wendy it's time to fly. Yeah. Let's fly.
We're flying, man.
So at the end of the day, it's all about community, sir. And at that time when we were starting out our own community of brotherhood, it didn't have any profit. There was no money to it. There was no promise of a great future to it.
But even though, sir, let's say there was no promise, even though now you can see the reflect, but can you can look back at character.
Yeah.
That obviously, because like how we know that you can have $1 million and have a bad character, you're still going to lose it all.
Yeah.
That brotherhood was helping you to shape your character.
To shape you, make you better. And that's where now even it brings us to this point
now where you are now. You're like, actually, this stems back to that time when we were like,
our community, the brotherhood. We used to pray together. We used to talk about God together. We used to stand at the door and greet people coming into the church, and there's this lady that said to me, 2 days ago at church, and she was like, I thank you guys for your humility, and you're so kind and you make everybody feel so welcome. You don't look at stature or whatever. You just greet and welcome everybody. And I was like, well, if you feel that way, that's amazing, because that's the intention to make everybody feel welcome. Feel at home, feel like
belonging.
Feel like you belong. That's the whole point of community, to have a sense of belonging,
and
so that you don't have to go to the world and belong there. And
And that's if you look at it, that's actually how we ended up with the Crips and the Bloods. Sorry, I'm not in America, so I'm safe. Anyway, I'm not gang affiliated in any way. But that's how. But at the core of gang culture, it was all about belonging before they became enemies. It was like, there was a common enemy. They were like, no, let's come together and unify each other and be a community
and protect each other and fight for each other
before they became rivals.
Yeah, it's obviously in a bad way, but like, you know,
no, actually if you go to the origin, it was actually good. Yeah, it's just that the leaders of the gangs became rivals,
divided amongst
and then
themselves.
Boom, the war became.
And then these ones chose.
But the whole idea behind it was good. Sense of belonging, protecting our community from these people that want to destroy our community. So it didn't matter if you were this gang or that gang. We had one common enemy. It's just that you are this, you're this. But now these two ended up fighting, and then the leaders of the gangs, and then war began. But the idea was to protect our communities from the evil that was a much more harsher evil.
Yeah,
to protect their own people. So it's the same when you have community. We come with a common goal. You become better people. So, because in that community, we have protection, we have security, resources, ideas, guidance, all this, so many things that you wouldn't get even if you wanted to push it alone. You would take more time.
It's harder pushing alone than it would be in a community.
There are so many things you wouldn't do if you don't have community.
And even, you know, my last piece of advice would be that if you do have the chance, and this is speaking to the older generation, if you do have a chance to invest in someone younger, please do pull them in, bring them in. You know, right now we are going through a very tough season. You know, we are going through a very tough season as a generation at large, and we need to be there for each other, and we need to look out for each other. And you know, if you see someone weak, don't laugh at their weakness and make fun of them and rejoice over their fall. You know, reach out to them and find out if they're capable of weathering the storm, or do they need prayers? What do they need? You get. And so if you are part of the older generation, that would be from the let's say 17 going up. Because the 16s and what they are the ones that actually need our hand and need our love and our comfort. Reach out.
Yeah.
Be the community.
Be in addition to what you're saying, what we really need from like older people, like especially we are like middle children, and there's also older people. But as a person in general, like we were just saying, when we think gossip, talking about backbiting, backstabbing, be a safe place.
Be a safe space.
As a person, be a safe space where you are a breeding ground for community.
Yeah.
You know how much my heart, I don't know, it's a God-like feeling that I guess to feel like that when someone actually comes to that, I know I can talk to you about this. And I know I trust that I'm going to get advice, and I know it's not going to come out the other way, and I'll be hearing it from other sources. Be the type of person that people actually have. They know you're in a safe place. To come, and they know that they can
confide and find the help
they need.
Because sometimes people don't even need your advice. They just need to talk about what they're going
they just want to vent whatever they want to vent.
And you will hear the
therapist,
the therapist, Skulile Ngobese, will be talking about this Hluma, and she'll be telling us all these things about be community, be a safe space. Some people just need to vent and talk about the issue that's boiling in their hearts, and not that they're telling you so that you go and tell the world about it and spread the bad news or the good news.
Become a TikTok.
Be the community. Be the community. You are the community.
You are the community. It starts with you. It starts with me. Coming together and building safe spaces and places to do amazing things beyond just that. Also, breeding ground.
And everyone is valued in communities. Everyone is valuable, and everyone is valued. There's nothing like I'm the youngest, or I'm less, or I've got nothing to offer. You have everything to offer.
Yes.
Who you are is what we need.
What you need. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think we have hit a lot of
We've
points.
tried, and also I know we can never finish the topic of community.
It stretches.
It's very like
because the kingdom
broad.
of God is literally what God is trying to do, build his community with his
and
children.
that's why he will separate us from the other gang, and then we're gonna be the protective gang. Do you get? So that's all he's talking about. That's all through the scriptures, Jesus and his disciples, and he's teaching us
The
this.
disciples were a community.
They are a community, sir. Go help others. Go deliver men. Go heal the sick. Bring them to me. Let them come. Call. So I think that's about it from me. And, and please support us with this podcast and also with the
event,
the Third Base Live experience. Third Base Live experience. There's a concert. We have 2 special guests coming up, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the 5th of April.
Here by the
by the Harbour. Please. And the whole idea behind it is building a solid community.
Even though we'll have fun and all that, I'm actually going to be excited to actually do meet and greets. I want to talk to you guys, even because I might be on the stage and what, but I'm actually going to take time to greet you
walk
guys.
in and talk to everybody.
And what ideas you guys have.
How do you think we can do better? And that's why we always open up the floor. Please tell us. That's what we are for. That's what we're all about. How can we reach to you easily? And now, what topic do you want us to talk about that you think you need or someone else needs? You know? And that's where now we even got the mental illness, because somebody suggested that. Said I would like to know how people can overcome depression, because I've got clients that come to me all the time and they're telling me about their depression stories, so I don't know how to help them. And then that's when now we're like, okay, let's try call somebody that can help all of us instead.
So you see, community is bigger than that.
It is.
And if you really want to make history, just build a community and you will do anything.
There's no limits.
Every historical moment has community. Simple as that. So thank you. Keep doing the good stuff. Like, commenting, subscribing. To everyone that's done so far, thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
You don't understand.
Yeah, man.
We really love you guys.
And if you still want the image, it's available. Details are in the description as usual. And see you on the 5th of April. I'm hoping to see you there. So with much love, we out.
And all your support is expected. We love you. Signing.
Trust in your plans. Trust in your process. Trust in your plans. Trust